Hi guys, I'm Anna and I have Dana Cortez. Dana Cortez, I'm so excited. Dana Cortez is a radio broadcaster running the morning shows on 98.5 The Beat. Dana, I just do want to thank you so much for having us here and taking your time out. And
Thank
really
you
appreciate
for
it.
asking me. I feel really excited about this, so thank you for even, wanting to come in here and talk to me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, really thank you. Now, I know that it hasn't been too long since you've been in the radio scene. And I, matter of fact, read about you a little bit. I read that you had managed to relocate from Dallas, Texas to West Texas to
Yes.
Houston, Texas, now to San Antonio.
I know.
So how did you get into radio?
It's kind of a long story and it's an odd story. I don't want to get too much into it because it involves some different people. I never planned on doing radio.
Really?
It happened. I was offered a position on a Tejano station. Never thought about doing radio. My grandmother told me my whole life, you should do radio, TV, or be a lawyer because you're always arguing, you always have an answer for everything.
Yeah.
But it involved an ex, somebody he was messing around with who was in radio. It just happened.
Yeah.
And he wanted to be in radio. It didn't work out for him. It worked out for me. It was really odd. I never wanted to be in radio. But I found my calling.
Wow.
Listen to your parents. They know you best. When they tell, my nana would always tell me, you need to do it, and you don't ever listen to them. Trust me, if they're telling you something, it's because they know and they love you. So that's basically how it happened. But you're right, I haven't been in it as long as some of my peers. And the show's actually syndicated to the Bay too. So we're on in San Fran, Oakland, and San Jose.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. And all the people I work with have been doing this for 15, 20 years. So it feels really, I feel really privileged to be able to have my own show, especially as a woman.
What is there something or someone that had impacted you to just be interested in the radio or music field at all?
No, I think I've always been very outspoken though, and I have a crazy family. God, my family knows that I think they're crazy. We're all crazy.
Yeah.
And it's almost been like my therapy to be able to talk about my issues. I was a young mother, being raised by my nana, not knowing my father. There's always been these things that I had trouble dealing with in real life, so I get to deal with them on the air. And even though sometimes my family doesn't like me talking about certain things, oh my God, you're supposed to hide those things. It's helped me, I think, be a stronger person and able to deal with my insecurities.
Yeah. So now, what has been your favorite part of the job?
Gosh, just talking to people and meeting people. It is such an incredible experience to be able to meet and feel like I made a difference in someone's life. I know that might sound silly.
No.
But I was at an appearance the other day, and this woman, she's probably about 20 years old. She gets out of her car with her little boy, and she comes up and gives me a hug. And I've only been on the radio a few months, and for her to say, "Oh my God, I love your show, and you've impacted my life in this way." I won't go into detail on what she said, but that is definitely what I love doing most about this is touching people.
Yeah, always. Now, within the radio business, how do you think the radio business had to adapt to this new digital age that we're in now?
It's interesting that you asked me that question. I'm going to LA next month for a radio conference, and it's a meeting of some of the best minds in radio from all over the world, here in the U.S., but also from other countries. And we have had to adapt. Some people don't want to adapt, though. They want to just keep doing things the same way.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge mistake. So I feel like our show is very progressive. I'm online all the time. I Snap, I Instagram, I don't Vine anymore because I just couldn't.
Right.
I couldn't Vine. I Facebook, I tweet. I think that you have to integrate all of that. And I feel our station's pretty progressive. There's still some people that want to fight that, even on air. But I think if you don't embrace it, if it doesn't become a part of your life, it's a part of your world. How much time do you spend online?
Oh, most of the day.
Right? I'm going through.
Unconsciously, you're just...
I gotta check what's up on Twitter, what's happening on Facebook. Even though I don't post that much on Facebook, I'm on there looking. I'm always on, what are my friends doing on Snapchat? So it has to become a part of our world. It has become a part of our world. And if it is not going to be, we played the new Rihanna, the new Drake this morning. If you're not playing that stuff, you're going to get it somewhere else. So you just have to make it a part of the world that you're in radio because it's a part of everybody's daily world anyway.
Exactly. What do you think are some pros and cons within the social media and relative to music that's presented towards the audience?
Well, I think some of the pros are that you can't hide anything from anybody anymore. When it comes to online, I love being able to get new music going online. I love to be able to connect with you online. But then we did a topic this morning, and someone, found something offensive. So she writes, I can't believe you did that.
Yeah.
So there's the con. I feel like in 2016, and it's been happening for a couple of years, nobody can tell a joke anymore. Everybody's hurt about everything. So it's a pro that you're able to speak your mind. It's a con that everybody's feelings get hurt all the time. And you just can't be bothered by that. Nobody cares about your feelings in real life or on social media. So
Exactly.
So just the pro is that you're able to get news instantaneously. The con is that sometimes people who don't deserve a voice have one. So that's it.
Yeah, no, it actually it brings me to my next question. Being in the radio, we have to have like a trendy topic and we have to relate to the audience. But at the same time, being in the radio, one has to maintain that composure. A lot of times, one has someone like with a large personality or a strong opinion as a feedback. How do you maintain that composure?
Well, I think 90% of the time I do. I've been known to hang up on somebody, but I want everybody to have their opinion. I think the problem with today's society is that if you don't agree with somebody's opinion, you're automatically dismissed.
Yeah.
I mean, you even see some of this happening in universities, like where they want to almost censor somebody's feeling. I understand if you don't agree with something. I don't like the KKK at all. I want nothing to do with them. But guess what? We live in a country where everyone's opinion is allowed. If you don't like somebody who's gay, well, don't hang out with them. If you don't like gay marriage, don't marry gay. There's all these things, and I feel like there's so much censorship, and you can't really live like that. That's not the way the real world works.
Yeah.
Even in universities, you're in college.
Yeah.
They want these safe spaces and things. I'm like, what is that? There's no safe space in real life. So just being accepting of other people's choices, I think, is very important.
I like that. That's nice. As far as San Antonio, what do you think about the music scene?
I love the music scene here. There's a lot of live music here. There's obviously a huge Latino influence. We're the majority. I like that. I think that there's a lot of room, though, to bring in some of the underground hip hop shows, the Kailanis, the R&B artists, the Kevin Gates. I see a lot of that happening in Austin. Yes. I feel like somebody needs to come in here and do that here. I saw Logic here like last week on Monday. That was really good. But I see everybody going to Austin, and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah,
so hopefully we get some more of those artists coming through here. Even the big shows, like why is Justin Bieber bypassing us and going to Austin or Rihanna?
That's what I noticed a lot. Dallas, Houston.
Like everybody around us. So as San Antonio grows, we're the 7th largest city now. Hopefully that music scene grows, not just live music, like bands per se, but also the hip hop world, the R&B world, and even the EDM world.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more of that here.
I like that. So you being in the radio for some time, with the experience that you have, do you have a memorable moment that you're most proud of?
Most proud of? Yeah, there's this, we do this thing every year, and it's around Christmas time. It's a feel-good thing. You want, people to call in for free food, free meals, and nominate a neighbor or whatever. And we answer the phone, and it's this kid. He's like little. I'm like, how old are you? And he's like, I'm 9. And he's like, I want to know if you can bring my family a turkey, but can you cook it because we don't have a stove?
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't have a stove? And he said, we don't have a refrigerator or a stove, but I really would like a Thanksgiving meal for my family. And so I put him on hold, and we got the community involved, and when we showed up, it ended up the kid did not only have a refrigerator or a stove, they didn't have beds, they were sleeping on the floor, they had sheets. I mean, it was a really rough situation. It made you really understand we don't really have a lot to complain about, So the community came together, we bought him, we got him beds and sofas and refrigerator and a stove, and his family, like, just for that kid to run out, like, he crossed the street and used a payphone to call to try to win a turkey for his family. We ended up feeding his family and also helping them out. That was probably, I know it doesn't have to be all Beyonce or anything, because I've interviewed her too, and that was great, but that moment has never left me.
Wow.
And those are the moments that make you feel best about your job.
Giving back, yeah. I like that. And so what advice would you give to people trying to get into the business?
I think the first thing is, like, it depends on, what part of the business. I think people think it's only on air, and that's not really the case. We have a lot of links to the chain, from the boss up here to all of us are really important pieces. Whether you want to do sales, which they make a lot more money, by the way, than we do. Whether you want to be the general manager, whether you want to be in programming, whether you want to be on the air, it just really depends on what you want to do. Just look into the field, whether it's television or radio broadcasting, even podcasting, or even online. I mean, what role do you want to play? Study it and try to hone that craft. There's so many different aspects to this industry that keep it together.
Mm-hmm.
From the promo text, we do appearances and everything looks beautiful. I don't know how to do that. It's the people that make that look good, for me to show up and look like I know what I'm doing. There's always people behind the scenes, behind the mic, and on the other side of the building selling the product that brings it all together. So it depends on what you want to do. Find out what it takes in that part, learn that craft, and work toward it.
Got it. Okay.
You want to be on air?
Soon. Yeah, soon. I'm just so interested and I want to focus on the radio so bad, and I don't know.
You have to figure out what part of the radio
exactly.
you want.
So I know I need to explore more into it, because I know there's just so much that goes into it.
There is. You talked about the web. I mean, we have web. We have camera people. We have people who design the web. We have people who upload social media content. There's a lot that goes into this industry. There's a lot. So
yeah, I don't doubt it.
Just decide which part you like.
I always analyze interviews too.
Yeah, you're like, which one is the most fun?
No, but I really enjoyed this interview, Dana. I think that's pretty it right now, and I really enjoy hearing you in the mornings.
Thank you.
So, I really
Obviously,
thank
brilliant.
you.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm Anna again, and this is Dana Cortez. Peace.